up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. It is Jackie. Hope everybody's having an awesome day. Hope everybody's having a great week. I'm just waiting for Zoom to load up and Facebook to load so I can see all of your smiling comments. I hope you guys are doing well, feeling better, ready to rock this week. All right, just waiting for it to load. All right. Hey, good morning, Dylan. How are you? All right. So today we are going to be talking a little. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Gotta get some feedback in there. All right. What's up, Robert, Sue? What's going on, you guys? All right. So today we're going to be talking about something a little amazing. I guess I think it is. So today we're going to be talking about getting to know yourself a little bit. I had a conversation with a member yesterday. Was it yesterday or Friday or Monday? I forget. Because of the holiday here in America, everything, it seems like a weekend, and, you know, every day kind of seems like a holiday anyway, but this day especially, this week especially, seems like a holiday. So what the conversation was, let me just tell you just a little bit of a background. So I was on the phone with a member, and he was telling me that he just really doesn't understand why entrepreneurship is such a big journey, right? He's ready to go. He feels good. He's, no need to work on himself, no need for anything, right? And so I started, I was curious. I was like, okay, so what makes you think that? He has all these big dreams and all of these big aspirations and wants to have, 7 income streams and all of this. And so what I kind of was trying to figure out was what was driving that, instead of like trying to tell him how to be, or tell him why that thinking is completely wrong. Like, that's not my job. My job is to kind of guide you, and you kind of come up with that decision on your own, right? Obviously putting in some helpful hints. So then I said, well, what is it that you, like, why do you think like that? Why is that something that is totally off bounds for you, and you're just not ready to do that? You're not ready to get in there. And I said, and why do you think that entrepreneurship is not a personal journey, and you don't have to essentially get over your shit in order to be successful? Why do you think that is? And so, good morning, Janet. So he says to me, he was like, because it's just a bunch of BS, and it's all, motivation and mindset crap, and it doesn't necessarily need to be part of your business. You need to keep business separate from your personal life, and it needs to be very drawn the line separate. And I said, okay, so let's talk about your personal life. Are you happy? Do you know what what makes you happy? Well, yeah, making money makes me happy. Okay, great. Why does making money make you happy? And it was like crickets. And I was like, hello? Anybody there? Bueller. And he was like, well, because it just makes me happy, because it makes me feel secure. It makes me feel, happy. Great. I'm so glad that you have found what makes you happy. But what I'm asking is why? Why is money a big driving factor in your money, or in your happiness blueprint? Oh, because it's just, who doesn't want money? Who doesn't want to buy stuff? Who doesn't want this? I'm like, I agree, but I'm trying to get to the root of the problem here, or to the root of the question. And I'm wondering why. Like, do you know who you are? Like, do you know what makes you happy? Do you know what drives you? Do you know your likes and your dislikes? Do you know, good morning, Janet, do you know why you do the things that you do? Do you know why you like your coffee a certain way? Do you know who you are? And he was like, why are you asking me all these scary questions? And I was like, okay. So here's the thing. you have to know who you are in order to grow, right? Or at least kind of be actively searching a little bit for who you are, right? If you don't know what you stand for, like he couldn't even tell me what his, like what his principles are, like what are the main things that define him as a person. He had no clue, like zero. And I'm wondering if either any of you are like that, or if you know of anybody like that. Put a little thumbs up if you know somebody like that, or put a little like this, the little emoji here, if you are like that as well. Like if you just don't know who you are. And that's okay. It's totally okay to not know who you are. But I think that there's a journey that needs to happen. Good morning, Evelyn. Good morning, Michael. Anne Marie, good morning. Maurice, what up, dog? What's going on, man? Glad to see you. It's been a while. All right. So tell me just a little bit about, why that is, right? So I'm asking him, I'm kind of trying to like drag it out of him, and he was just like, I just never knew who I was. I don't know why I like the certain things. I don't know why I do this. I don't know why I do the things that I do. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. You don't have to know, but you should, if you want to be successful, you should want to grow and figure those things out. Maybe take a personality test. Maybe that's something that you do on a whim, And I think that what I kind of got out of the conversation, and he was like, yeah, whatever. It's still a bunch of BS, whatever. He still doesn't believe in it. It's fine. He may or may not stay with us. I have no idea, but I know that it scares him a lot. And that's okay. Personal growth is absolutely effing terrifying. I have had my fair share of terrifying moments, and taking the leap to leave a nice, cozy, comfy job that pays you pretty well and to go into a job that, or not really a job, but a career life choice that takes you to not knowing where your next paycheck is coming from, not knowing how much it's going to be, and it's not really a paycheck. It's more of, I guess it's just easier to call it a paycheck, but how much commissions are you going to get? You have no idea, it varies week to week, right? So I think that, today's topic is, do you know and understand yourself and what you are trying to achieve and why? And I posed that question to him and he didn't know. And so what I challenged him to do was kind of get to know himself a little bit, start to understand why he does the things that he does, maybe what's holding him back, take a look at his childhood, take a look at all of those things. And start to understand that. And so I'm wondering if you guys have ever taken a personality test and figured out why you are who you are, right? So I have to look on my phone and see exactly what the acronyms are, but apparently I'm some sort of mediator, what they define as that. And, it's, I'm very realistic, but also like very dreamy, like dreamer, like I always, any relationship that I invest in, like gets all of me, like I go all in, like I don't know how to go half, that's just not who I am. And so, I'm protective and all of those things are things that define who I am, right? But it's been fun to realize how much potential I have that I didn't know that I had tapped into myself, or that I didn't know until I tapped into myself. And so, Brad, you're right on, man. He said, I'm not scared of personal growth. I'm terrified of finding myself in a place where I'm not growing. 100%. 100%. And I've realized, that in order to grow, you have to figure out who you are first, like a starting point, like a baseline of kind of where you are. Like, right, when you go to the ER, when I pick someone up in the ambulance, we get a baseline vital set, right? So exactly where they're at. So any fluctuations, you know how to fix, right? Blood pressure tanks, and you give them fluids and whatever, blah, blah. It's Skypes and you give them meds, whatever. And I think with each part of your life, you know, each part of your life is going to yield a different result or a different version of yourself, right? Because I think we're always evolving and always growing. But I think if you understand who you are at the core, you know, it allows you to understand why you want to achieve the things that you want to achieve. So for me, it's really starting to sink in the fact that I'm here to help other people legitimately on this planet, Earth, universe, whatever, to help other people in some way. So whether that was in medicine, you know, whether before medicine I was, you know, I did my whole bodyguard thing, I was protecting people, whatever, like that's my mission in life, is to help other people either find their way or be there for them or something like that, right? I'm in some sort of that helping role. Like that's me, who I am as at a core. Like there's an old lady that needs a crossing the street, I will go help her. Like that's the person that I am. And I don't want anything from it. That's just, I like to be able to make other people happy and make other people smile. And I also like to see the shift, you know, like when I used to teach the new people coming in. I used to be the preceptor at the hospital. And, you know, I like to see the shift from when they come in to maybe, you know, that was when I was a monitor tech. So I would monitor the heart rhythms, you know, the little squiggly lines. Well, I'd teach them. And then I'd like to see how they grow, right? How they're like, oh, that's a bundle branch block. That's this. And they start to identify little things that they didn't see before because they have a different perspective. And I think that each time that you grow and you learn and you shape things, you come out the other side a different version of yourself, better and more capable of handling things than you were when you went in that rough patch. So if you really start to understand yourself and why, and sometimes that kind of throws you into like a little ball of thought and emotion, and that you can't figure all of this out, and that's okay. You just have to give yourself permission to really understand, you know, how to go from here to there, but know that the journey through it is going to teach you things as well. So, you know, I kind of told you guys that I was, you know, going through some stuff. Well, I'm now on the other side, you know, and I'm feeling better. I'm more in it, but also I'm really in tune to who I am and my emotions and the feelings that are attached to those actions that I have, that I'm almost a better version of myself than I was 3 months ago, because I'm starting to grow into this new version. And I think that every time anybody has kind of like a existential crisis, or if that's the right term, I think it is, I'd have to look it up just to be sure, but I'm pretty sure, you know, kind of a crisis of the mind and the soul and all of that, that you kind of grow, learn, and it's like a tornado effect, right? Like you just like grow and learn, and then now you're better, right? But it's like it's not like you were worse before. You just had to go through a little growth spurt, right? So sometimes that's okay, but it's just identifying and giving yourself permission. And when you go through that, let's not try to do all these crazy outside stuff, because I did that, and let's not do that, because it just throws you even more. And so when you come out the other side, that's when you start to plan. That's when you really start to understand why you're pushing yourself so hard to get better. You know, why you're doing those things. And I really think that this is when you decide that this is your path, right? So, you know, in my journey, I've gone through 3 or 4 of these little balls of tornado emotion crap. And now I'm moving into a different purpose in a different, you know, area. And I just think that you have to really understand yourself in order to understand why you want to achieve it. And obviously everybody wants money, right? You need money to live in this world. It is what it is. But take that out of it for a second and start to understand why you want the money. You know, is it that you want to buy all of these things to prove to somebody that you made it? Is it that you want to have the freedom to do the things that you love to do? Is it that you want status? You know, if you're doing it for a selfish reason, it's never going to come to fruition because you're always going to be selfish. You know, you can't change that part. I mean, you can change that part of you and be better, but it's never really going to, you're never going to find that fulfillment and that happiness that you would, that if you took money out of it for a minute. And it's hard as F to take money out of it because, again, in life, you need to pay your mortgage, to pay your rent, to pay your car payment, to pay your bills, to have food on the table, all of those things, gas in the car, insurance, all of those things require money. I get that. I'm not saying to not make money and all of that, but all I'm saying is have that be the second reason why you're doing it. Maybe you want to, you know, have an awesome Christmas and buy your mom, I don't know, a supercomputer. Hey, Barry, what's going on? Glad to see you, man. You know, maybe you want to buy your mom a super awesome computer that she's never had, or maybe you want to buy your partner a new wedding ring, or you want to get engaged, or, you know, you want to do all of these crazy things. And it's really, really important to really understand why you're doing it. But first, to understand your why, you have to understand who you are. Because you're never going to really know the real reason why you do things unless you know who you are. So for me, my why and my whole reason for doing it is to literally make my family happy, bring that joy and bring that peace to them. And if that requires money to pay the rent and pay the bills, then that's what I want. But my favorite thing in the whole world is not having my family have to worry. Because that worry just causes all of this other stress and all of that other things that I don't know. And so sometimes I take on that stress and I put that stress on myself, and I probably shouldn't. I'm working on it. We're all a work in progress. But one of my favorite things, like I said, is just to have them not worry, you know, to have them actually enjoy the moment, be present, you know, like, you know, I have an anniversary coming up in I don't know, 19 days. And 20 days? No, 19 days. And I just want to enjoy the day. I'm not going to worry about anything. I don't want Christy to worry. I don't want anybody to worry. I just want to be peaceful. But not just on that day. I want it for every day. You know? To drink some tea or coffee in your morning, just ease into your day, not have that worry and that stress. But because that is my why, I understand that part of me is the protective, the provider, the you know, I don't know, kind of romantic, I guess you can say, kind of squishy marshmallow inside. I don't know how to say that, but you know, that's what I want my family to have, is that peace, because I am that person. And that's what I've identified myself. And so I guess my whole thing, I'm kind of 4 minutes off or whatever, but I just think that once you start to really understand yourself, then you're going to understand your why. And you have to grow. You have to want to grow. And it's just how it is, you know, to be an entrepreneur. You have to you know, rely on yourself. And that's going to be, you know, the main thing that you're going to have to do for the rest of your career, is to really rely on yourself. So I wish you guys nothing but the best this week. This Friday is going to be super cool. We have a new marketing consultant manager. I'm not really sure his title. I'll have to look at that. Sorry, Alex, if you're watching. But Alex is going to be joining us on Friday. And Friday is going to be Wake Up Legendary, obviously, with Free Coaching Friday. So I'm going to introduce Alex, and Alex is actually going to be transitioning into taking over the Free Coaching Friday. I'll make a guest appearance every now and then, but I'll still be on Wednesdays, but then I'm going to be, Alex is going to be transitioning over to Friday, which is going to be awesome because he's really great with marketing. He's really great with, tips and strategies to really put in place. And I think it's going to be a really great thing. So I'm excited to have him here. I'm excited to introduce you guys to him. So we'll hear about him on Friday, hear about his story. We're excited to have him on the team. So don't forget to send any questions that you have to him because he's like a marketing awesome guy. Like he's really, really good at it. So go ahead and send me questions, JackieLegendaryMarketer.com. Or post them in the comments, or post them on wherever you want to do it, but JackieLegendaryMarketer.com. That way I can put them all in the one and send over to him so that he can know what those questions are. And anyway, yeah. Mary says, thanks everyone for being transparent and allowing us to not feel alone in this journey. Hell no, man. You guys are not alone. Anytime that you guys think that you're alone, you're not. You're not. You have us. So I hope you guys have a great week. I am late. Kick-ass week. I'll talk to you soon, okay? See you on Friday. Bye.